Hello. So, looks like we are getting ready to submit an offer, and I am so excited for you. Congratulations on finding a home that you love. So, just in case you are submitting an FHA or a VA loan offer, I wanted to go over what this addenda looks like just so that you are familiar. So at the very top where it says FHA/VA loan addendum number, this will probably be number 1. This will probably be our very first addenda. If we're doing any more, we will put down the number for it. So it will probably be number 1. Then if you go down, it says this is an addendum to the real estate purchase contract, the REPC, with an offer reference date of, in that spot, we're going to put down whatever date it is that we submitted our offer. And then it's going to be between you as the buyer and whoever the seller is. And then when it says regarding the property located at, I'm going to go in, put the address, get all that taken care of. If you go down to number 2, it says buyer is applying for, and then we're going to check the applicable box. So if you are applying for an FHA loan, I'll check that box. If you're applying for a VA loan, that's the box that will be checked. What we're really going to want to look at is number 4. So what is going to need to be done if you are taking out a loan on a home is an appraisal. The reason for this being that the bank will not loan more for a house than it is actually worth. They will not loan more than the value of the home. So if we offer, for example, $400,000 on a home and the appraisal comes back at $350,000, they will not offer an additional $50,000 just in case that the house is foreclosed on. The bank will never be able to make that money back. So that's why they will not offer any more for a home than it is actually worth. So when the appraiser goes in to conduct the appraisal on the home, when the home is under contract, they are going to basically tell us the value of the home. So they are looking for things like cracked windows, peeling paint. They're going to look at the electrical outlets to make sure they're up to code. I mean, they really have requirements that they need to look for. And depending on the loan type that you are getting, there are different requirements that they have. VA and FHA being the strictest with the things that they're looking for. So number 4 gives us an opportunity to ask the sellers to make repairs that do not exceed a certain dollar amount. Now we're going to want to talk and get together, make sure that we're putting down a fair dollar amount, because if it's too high, they're going to be turned off by that. They don't want to have to put too much money into the home that they are selling. If it's too low and something comes back as needing to be repaired, it's not going to cover really anything. So we're going to want to talk about it, establish a fair number for both parties, and then whatever is not covered by that amount, we may need to either negotiate or cover it ourselves. That we'll have to handle as we get further in the contract. Number 5 covers the termite test that will need to be done. So typically those run around $150. So to play it safe, we're going to want to put $150 down. But if you don't want them to pay for it, then we'll talk about it and see if that's best for you. Moving down to number 6, this is talking about closing costs. We're definitely going to want to talk about where the market is at, because depending on where the market is at, we can ask for closing costs. If it's definitely like lower inventory, sellers are getting a lot more for their home than it's worth, there's bidding wars, we're not going to want to ask for any closing costs because there are just too many people willing to pay their own. If inventory is super high and sellers are kind of having to take a hit for the amount that they're getting for their home, we may want to ask for closing costs. So get with me. No worries. We're going to talk about it, see what's going to be best for you and your situation, and what is going to give us the best chance of getting this home. Anything else that you want to read on this page, you totally can. If there's any questions that you have, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. We're going to want to initial at the bottom of this page and date it. Then if you go to the next page, this is just the time in which we're giving them to respond to this. They will respond to this the same time that they respond to the real estate purchase contract. So you will get this back at the exact same time. It will be the same time and the same date. Then I'm going to have you sign on that big line that goes across the screen that has a check mark spot for the buyer. I will check that, have you sign it, date it. The bottom of the page, we're just going to initial, put the date, and that is it. That is the overview of the FHA VA loan addendum.